So finally starting to get brave enough to start cutting away the old metal so I can start patterning and fabricating replacement metal. Now the frame heads, you can get, this must be a common problem that these rust out on Beetles and other Volkswagens, the buses and the Karmann Ghias, because you can get a replacement frame head. You can get the complete assembly, everything. I'm going to buy a new Napoleon hat firewall part, be right around here where that attaches, but I'm going to try to salvage and repair this. So I'm just working on cutting away a nice straight line, and then I'm going to start patterning up some pieces to fit back in there, and that should save me some money, you know, but it's going to take time. So it's all you know, you got to weigh the options, money or time. So, you know, if it doesn't go well, I can always fall back on buying a new frame head, and you just cutting her right there, welding it back on. That's, you know, that's a fallback. I can do that if I need to. So a couple problems I'm coming into is just access, clearance, whatever you want to call it, but I'm doing a lot of this cutting with a zip cut on an angle grinder, and there's some tight spots. Now the front beam, at some point I'm going to replace this front beam, so I might just go ahead and take it off while I'm working on this front beam head or column head, whatever you want to call it, because all the linkage here and chassis components, steering components, tie rods and whatnot, they're all getting in the way, especially when it comes to welding it. I'm gonna have to get that stuff out of there and just take the beam off to do that. Now, one thing I got to keep in mind, I can't get ahead of myself. Don't have a welder yet. It's in the works, but the plan is to just do a little bit at a time. You know, if I go crazy and cut away all the bad material, my concern is, you know, there's barely going to be anything holding it together. You know, it's going to warp or move out of alignment. So I'm actually not going to go much further. There's a few spots I want to clean up, touch up, But I'm not going to go a lot further until I actually get a chance to actually be able to start welding stuff. You know, something else I'm keeping in mind is I have to keep reference points here or there. You know, for instance, this back firewall, there's a ledge there. You see I cut it away because I'm going to replace it. It was fairly rusted out. But I'm keeping a little bit right there, you know, and I'm keeping a little bit right here so I have a reference point to know how to line up that new material. You know, and that's going to come into play, you know, all along both sides of the column. You know, and as I'm patterning up here, I have to make sure, you know, I don't go too crazy and cut away too much material until I've started to replace it, or at least have patterns and have leaving reference points to know where to start, where things start and stop. So that's something to consider.